All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your brother Jay News back at it again here on the Hit Throws podcast. I will be doing or flying solo dolo today on screen. Delores hopefully will be back soon, and let's wish her well. She hasn't been feeling too great within recent days. Anyways, to get back to it, got to break down what was the week in professional wrestling, which happened this past Monday. I think Raw was
what it was is that we already did the slides from last week. So it's got last week and this week's slides.
Okay. Fair enough.
Sorry, everyone.
So we'll be doing 2 weeks worth of stuff because that's right, we weren't on last week. So back on from December 29th, Raw 1701. WWE Women's World Title Triple Threat match. We had Stephanie Baker, the champion, retain her championship as she defeated Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez. Gunther defeated R-Truth. Rey Mysterio defeated Austin Theory after he returned and unveiled himself as the masked assailant. Rey Mysterio wins via DQ due to shenanigans and interference from the other members of the division. WWE World Tag Team title match. The Usos, Jay and Jimmy Uso, defeated AJ Styles and Dragon Lee to now be, I believe, the 7-time WWE World Tag Team Champions. That's the Raw that went down on the 29th. Then as for Raw that went down this past Monday on the 5th, we had a WWE Women's Tag Team title match. We had Io Sky and Rhea Ripley defeating the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane. So we have a title change there. So Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are the new women's tag team champions of WWE Women's Intercontinental title match. This I did not like the booking decision on, but it is what it is. Becky Lynch defeated Maxine Dupree, as Becky Lynch is now yet again the Intercontinental Women's Champion. Liv Morgan being flanked by Roxanne Perez. She defeated Lyra Valkyria. She was flanked by Bayley. That went a little haywire during the match and things of that nature. Seems like there's some dissension between the ladies in the man, why am I forgetting the name? The team with Raquel and Roxanne and Liv Morgan. There's some dissension. Judgment Day. There you go. There's some dissension between the ladies there specifically. So we'll see how that storyline continues to develop in the weeks to come. And for the WWE World Heavyweight title match, we had CM Punk, the champion, defeat Braun Breaker. Yet again, something that most WWE fans and people in the WWE universe didn't like the decision on. Folks want to see the younger talent be pushed on TV and get some opportunities and chances. And as long as we continue to have the older guard still at the top of the food chain, that won't continue to happen. As for NXT, 2 weeks worth of NXT. This was the NXT that happened on December 30th on the CW. We had the North American title match between Ethan Page and Moose. Ethan Page retaining there, as we all know, for those of us who watch on a regular basis. It doesn't seem like any of the TNA guys are winning any WWE championships anytime soon. JC Jane, flanked by the rest of her teammates Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed. She defeated Ren Sinclair in a one-on-one match there. The WWE Speed title #1 contendership tournament final match. We had Tavian Heights defeat Lexis King in 8 seconds. OTM of Bronco Onima and Lucian Price defeated Swipe Right of Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes, who was flanked by Jackson Drake. And then the main event of the night was Ricky Saints defeating Javon Evans. We then move on to this past week's NXT. We had Tatum Paxley defeat Izzy Dame I believe that was a non-title match, or should I say that was a regular one-on-one match. Sorry, I skipped ahead. Tatum Paxley defeated Izzy Dame to start the show. Then we have WWE NXT Women's Title match. Jacy Jayne, she defeated Kendall Gray in what was a really, really good match between the ladies. A lot of chicanery between all the ladies who were outside, so they're going to still be involved with each other storyline-wise going forward. As long as none of the ladies get called up to the main roster, that's another conversation we have to have. WWE NXT Women's North American Title match. We had Izzy Dame come out and challenge for the championship against Thea Hale. She defeated Thea Hale, so we now have Izzy Dame as the NXT Women's North American champion. So there's the title change there. No Mariah. I believe there was no Mariah May on the show. So there's that. And then WWE NXT title match. We had Obafemi, the champion, defeating Leon Slater. And what was a good match? After the match, post-match, Obafemi left the belt in the ring, basically vacating the NXT title because he's also getting a call-up to the main roster as well. It seems like there's a lot of NXT call-ups as of late onto the main roster. Good for folks, but leaves NXT a little bit thin. On to SmackDown. We had on January 2nd, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley had a 8 women's tag match. They defeated Lash Legend, Nia Jackson, the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane. Matt Cardona made his return to the WWE officially as Matt Cardona and not Zack Ryder. He is now a full-time employee at SmackDown, re-signing with WWE. He defeated Kit Wilson. WWE's United States Championship match. We had Carmelo Hayes, the champion, continuing his open challenge, defeating Johnny Gargano. We then had the WWE Women's United States title match. We had Julia with Kiana James. She defeated Chelsea Green for a title change there, as Julia is now a 2-time United States Women's Champion. And then we had an ambulance match between Damian Priest and Aleister Black as the main event of the show, where Damian Priest defeated Aleister Black in that ambulance match. We then had SmackDown this past Friday. Trick Williams officially making his in-ring SmackDown debut against Rey Fenix. He defeated Rey Fenix there, the WWE Women's United States Championship match. We had Julia defeat Alexa Bliss. I believe during that match, Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, came out to interfere during that match, helping Julia retain her championship. So they're continuing that particular feud between those ladies and Alexa Bliss. Hopefully this second title reign for Julia is a positive one. The MFTs of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa, along with JC Mateo, defeated the Wyatt Six of Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Uncle Howdy. They were flanked by Nikki Cross. Jordan Grace making her SmackDown debut, official signing of SmackDown. She defeated Alba Fire, who was flanked by Chelsea Green. The United States title match of Carmelo Hayes, the champion, defeating Shinsuke Nakamura in what was a good match. Then we had an undisputed WWE title 3 Stages of Hell match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. I believe the first fall was a regular match. Drew defeated Cody Rhodes in 2-1. In the singles match, Drew defeated Cody, and then the second fall was Falls Count Anywhere match. Cody defeated Drew there, and then they ended up doing a third stage in a steel cage where Drew ended up defeating Cody Rhodes with some help and interference, even though it wasn't necessarily on purpose from the returning Jacob Fatu. It seems like Jacob Fatu is going to be seeing himself in the main event scene now that he's back on SmackDown. On to AEW. Dynamite. We have Dynamite from, I believe, the previous Wednesday, which was, when was last Wednesday? Let me see something here. Dynamite got that from the 31st of December. So that was New Year's Smash. We have a Tornado Mixed 6-man tag team match with the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, Marina Shafir. They defeated Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Tony Storm. In a non-title match, Bandito defeated the Beast Mortos. Brody King had a quick one-on-one squash match between Lee Johnson, where Brody King got a quick win there. AEW Continental title eliminator match. John Moxley defeated Josh Alexander in a very hard-hitting match. AEW national title match was Ricochet, along with his members of the Demand, of Bishop Khan and Tawanoa. He defeated Jack Perry in a one-on-one match there. Comes out to be that Luchasaurus is actually injured. So Jack Perry will be doing singles work for the time being, as Luchasaurus is back on the mend. This time he is injured with a shoulder injury. And then for the AEW TBS title match in a very well performed TBS title main event, Willow Nightingale ended up defeating Mercedes Moné, a big title change. So now Willow Nightingale is not only the TBS champion, but one half of the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. This past Wednesday, we had the AEW Continental Title Eliminator match. John Moxley defeated Shelton Benjamin in one hell of a match. Jack Perry and the Young Bucks in a six-man tag match defeated the Demand of Bishop Khan, Ricochet, and Toa Leona. In a non-title match, Bandito defeated Sammy Guevara and probably what I think was Sammy Guevara's best TV match in quite some time. Toni Storm defeated Marina Shafir via DQ. So those two ladies are going to continue to feud on as things have not been settled there. And then the main event was a lights out tag team match between Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. And they defeated the Ops of Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs. Ring of Honor TV for the last 2 weeks. On December 30th, we had the YouTube special. We had the Death Riders of Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. They defeated Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Those two young men look real good on ROH. Hopefully they continue to get more work on ROH. Mark Davis defeated Matt Mako. Big Bill and Brian Keith, finally a Big Bill sighting after about a month and a half of not being on TV. Defeated the Dark Order of Alex Reynolds and John Silver. Satnam Singh had a match defeating Charles Mason, who is a New York indie darling, and that came through on TV and that came through live because I was at that show. Charles Mason got a big pop from the New York crowd, and they started chanting his name and things of that nature, and it was definitely overshot over Satnam Singh. We then had Ace Austin defeat Rocky Romero in a very well contested match. And then for the ROH Women's World Television title proving ground match, we had Red Velvet have a very, very good match between defeating Janai Kai on ROH on YouTube. We then had ROH Wrestling on Honor Club that same week. Bandito and Jay Lethal went up against the Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. It was considered a no contest because Jay Lethal decided to turn his back and backstab Bandito, and also ended up backstabbing his young boys going forward as well. Brian Keith had a one-on-one match versus Serpentico. Brian Keith won that one. MIT, Billy Starks and Diamante in the tag team match. They defeated Deonna Purrazzo and Madison Rayne, which was, with that match being said, they had a backstage segment with Madison Rayne and Deonna Purrazzo, where Madison Rayne officially called it a career in the ring. Madison Rayne is now officially retired from in-ring action with AEW, as she continues to be a coach and producer on the women's side of things and on ROH as well. Lance Archer defeated Steve Gipk. Commander and Top Flight, Dante Martin and Darius Martin, defeated Shane Taylor Promotions of Carly Bravo, Lee Moriarty, and Sean Dean. We then had Hechicero defeat Aaron Solo, and then we had a Fight Without Honor 6-man tag team match, which included Dalton Castle and the Outrunners, defeating MXM TV of Johnny TV, Mansoor, and Mason Madden. So that was Honor Club of last week. And then this past Thursday, we had more Honor Club stuff. Ace Austin defeated Aaron Solo. Crew now being flanked by Lacey Lane, who is a recent addition to the AEW roster. They defeated Jay Alexander and Will All Day. Shane Taylor Promotions of Lee Moriarty and Trish Adora, along with Shane Taylor, defeated Skyflight's Darius Martin and Zeta Steel. Zeta Steel is now part of Skyflight due to the fact that, unfortunately, Layla Gray is injured. She tore her ACL, I believe, within the last 2 weeks. So Zeta Steel is now filling in for Layla Gray with Team Skyflight. So they had that match, but Skyflight was defeated by STP. We then had MIT of Billy Starks and Diamante defeating Razor Clark and Shay Carmichael. The premier athletes of Aria Davari, Story Donali, and Tony Nese, along with Smart Mark Sterling, they defeated Dylan Cavens, Demo Diamond, and Rachel Ellery. The Outrunners of Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, along with Dalton Castle, they defeated the Frat House of Cole Carter, Griff Garrison, and Preston Vance. The Von Erichs back on ROH TV, Marshall and Ross Von Erich. They defeated MXM Collection of Mansoor and Mason Madden. We then had Sammy Guevara defeat Kieran Gray. And then we had the Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, flanked by Jay Lethal. They defeated Adam Priest and Tommy Billington, and this is when Jay Lethal turned his back on Adam Priest and Tom Billington, which I mentioned, his young boys. On to Collision. For the last 2 weeks, on the 3rd of January, we had El Clone make his in-ring debut on Collision as he defeated Angelico in what was a very inconsistent match, to say the least. But I think El Clone looked good enough in his first match. I think he looked better in his match yesterday. The Timeless Love Bombs, Sabina Shirakawa and Tony Storm, along with Luthor, defeated High-End and Meyer World. The Mega Problems of Marina Shafir and Megan Bain, along with Penelope Ford, they defeated London Dior and Rachel and Rashay Chanel. That was basically a squash match for the Mega Problems. AEW TNT title eliminator match. Hechicero defeated Commander, in which allowed Hechicero to get a TNT title match with Mark Briscoe on yesterday's show, on the show that was on the 10th. We then had Jet Speed of Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey defeating Big Bill and Brian Keith in what was a very good tag team match between those two teams. Good to see Big Bill and Brian Keith back on TV. Shelton Benjamin, along with MVP, defeated Dante Martin in a very hotly contested contest there. And then Darby Allin defeated Wheeler Yuta as Darby Allin continues to go through the members of the DCF, and he wants himself a piece of Pac. That'll be going down next week. Then we have Collision, which aired yesterday on the 10th of January. We have the Death Riders of Danny Garcia, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta in a 6-man tag, along with Marina Shafir. They defeated the Skyflight team of Dante Martin, Darius Martin, and Scorpio Sky, and they were flanked by Zeta Steel. At the end of this match, we had Pac cut a quick promo into the camera, basically letting Darby Allin know, you reap what you sow. Zeta Steel was also attacked from behind by Megan Bain as Zeta Steel was trying to pick a beef with Marina Shafir, but she was power bombed by Megan Bain to no avail there. So it seems like they're going to be pairing Zeta Steel with someone, I'm not sure as to who, to have a tag team match between the Mega Powers. But so we'll see as to how they work with Zeta Steel and who Zeta Steel is going to end up working with in order to create that tag match down the line. Brody King had another squash match here against NJPW strong veteran Barrett Brown. Brody King defeated Barrett Brown. El Clone versus Commander was basically the match of the night. These two went ahead and did some really innovative lucha graps. El Clone got the win here versus Commander, but it was probably the like I said, it was the best match of the night, the most entertaining match of the night. El Clone looked much better in his second match on Collision. Mina Shirakawa defeated Lady Frost. Lady Frost having her first match back on AEW TV in quite some time. Lady Frost looked really, really good. Mina being Mina, but there was a small part during the match, or at the beginning of the match, where one of the ring attendees handed Mina Shirakawa a bouquet of flowers, not necessarily knowing as to where it came from. So it seems like Mina Shirakawa has a secret admirer, and that'll be some sort of a storyline going forward for Mina Shirakawa. AEW TNT title match, Mark Briscoe defeated Hechicero in a banger match. For those two, it almost went to the time limit, so I would recommend for y'all to check that out. The Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Wilton Nightingale, they teamed up with their reunited friend Chris Statlander in a 6-woman tag, defeating High-End, Meyer World, and Vert Vixen. That was a fun match to watch between the ladies. And then the main event of the night was The Demand, Bishop Khan, Ricochet, and Toa Leona defeating Anthony Bowens, Jet Speed of Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. TNA Wrestling. On January 1st, we had the Elegance brand, Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance, defeat the Angel Warriors of Li Ying Lee and Zai Brookside. Mustafa Ali defeated the Hometown Man. The Diamond Collective of Mila Moore, Tessa Blanchard, and Victoria Crawford defeated Indy Hartwell, Jada Stone, and Jody Threat. Myron Reed defeats Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. Wait, why were the boys from the Rascals in a match against each other? Anyways, then we had a TNA World Title match where Frankie Kazarian, the champion, defeated Bear Bronson, and Bear Bronson has been on a tear over in TNA from what I have been able to gather. So there's that. This past week's episode of TNA Impact, the last episode of TNA Impact on Access TV as they move on to AMC this coming week. We had the ladies go one-on-one. Danny Luna defeated Harley Hudson. We then had TNA International title match. Steve Macklin defeated Channing Lorenzo via DQ. Cedric Alexander, Leon Slater, and the Hardy Boys, or the Hardys, defeated the System of Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, JDC, and Moose. GCW on the prowl. Do or die show. This was on the 31st on Triller. Death match. It was Viperous versus Emerson Jane. Don Freeze defeated Jimmy Lloyd. Busta in the Brain of Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, along with Ryan O'Neal. They defeated long lost brothers of Junie Underwood, Ricky Price, and Troy Locke. One called Manders defeated Zachary Wentz. In a 6-man tag team death match, we had Cyclope, Dr. Redacted, and Matt Tremont defeat Vandal 48 of Atticus Cougar, Christian Napier, and Otis Cougar. Ray Jazz defeated Azrael. Bergen County Street Fight, we had KJ Orso defeat Joey Janela. And then we had the final match of the night for this show, Teriyaki defeating Griffin McCoy. One night only GCW event. This took place on the 3rd of January. We had Emerson Jane defeat Marcus Mathers. Bang and Matthews of August Matthews and Davey Bang defeated Anakin Murphy and Logan Cavazos. In a death match, we had Mr. Danger defeat Oren Vate. In a death match, we had Cyclope defeat Viperous. In the GCW World Title match, we had Atticus Cougar, the champion, defeat Lil Sicko. In a death match, we had Cruel defeat the Bev. GCW Ultraviolet title match, we had Matt Tremont, the champion, versus Dysfunction. This ended in a no contest. I don't know how you can possibly do that in an Ultraviolet match, but it happened. And then in the tag team death match to end the night, we had Dysfunction and Matt Tremont defeat Vandal 48 of Christian Napier and Otis Cougar. On to Progress. Progress, Chapter 188, Unboxing 8, The Search for Socks. This took place on the 28th of December. In a pre-show match, we had Tommy Tanner defeat Ricky Sosa. Ricky Sosa, who I believe is a WWE ID talent over from Europe. But Tommy Tanner wins that match there. 6-way scramble match. We had Alexis Falcon of the ladies defeating Harley Hudson and Holly Barlow, Lana Austin, and Maddie Morgan and Riho. We then had Bullet defeat Charles Crawley, Gene Money, and Kuga, along with Sessions Moth Martina, defeated Kieran Lacey and Mark True. Drilla Maloney, making his Progress return, defeated Spike Trevette, who also made his return to Progress lately. We then have Drew Parker, Simon Miller, and Sunshine Machine of Chuck Mambo and CK Cooper defeat Josh Holly, Lycos, Jim of Kid Lycos, the first and the second, along with Scott Oberman. In a Progress World title match, Man Like the Reese, the champion, retained against Robbie X. And then the Progress Women's title match had Rain Leverkusen defeat Kanji in a very highly contested battle there, with Rain retaining her championship. On to Defy, the Pacific Northwest Ender, end of the year. On December 28th, El Primogenio defeats Alan Angels and Chris Nasty and El Mexica. Starboy Charlie defeated Royce Isaacs. Brittany Brooks defeated Johnny Robbie. Kieran Gray defeated Stephen Borden, a.k.a. Sting's son. Defy tag team title match. We had Sinner and Saints of Judas Icarus and Travis Williams defeat El Cartel de los Villanos, Fatal and Sonico. Hayton, Viva Van defeated Vipers. And for the Defy World title match, we had the champion, Brian Keith, defeat the one and only Timothy Thatcher. On to Pro Wrestling Noah. Pro Wrestling Noah had their New Year's show entering 2026 on January 1st. We had the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title 3-way match. Los Intocables, Daga and Daiki Odashima. They defeated All Rebellion of Alejandro and Kai Fujimura, along with Iada and Shuji Kondo. Team 2000X, Jun Masaoka, Masakita Miya, Tadasuke, and Takashi Sugiyara. They defeated Junta Miyawaki, Kazuyuki Fujita, Minoru Suzuki, and Shuhei Taguchi. For the Progress Atlas title match, we had Saxon Huxley defeat Will Cruz in a title change there. White Raven squad of Hayata, Kenta, and Tetsuya Endo, along with Uka Sasaki, they defeated Atsushi Kotuge, Hajime Ohara, High 69, and Muhammad Yone. For the GHC national title, we had Alpha Wolf defeat Dragon Bane in interesting match there. Title change there. Alpha Wolf now the new GHC national champion. The Good Brothers of Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, they defeated Jack Morris and Kaito Kiyomiya. GHC tag team title match, we had Los Tranquilos de Japón, Bushi and Tetsuya Naito make their debut, and they go ahead and defeat Keno and Naomichi Marufuji, as now Los Tranquilos are the GHC tag team champions. For the GHC junior heavyweight title match, Amakusa defeated Hiromu Takahashi in what was deemed the best match of the night. If any match that folks go back to watch from this event, that would be the one. Amakusa now the GHC junior heavyweight champion. And then for the GHC heavyweight title match, we had Yoshiki Inamura, the champion, defeat the returning Ozawa. On to, let's see what we have here. New Japan Pro Wrestling. We had New Japan Pro Wrestling coming into the Tokyo Dome show. As we all know, Wrestle Kingdom 20, that aired on January 4th, 2026. Pre-show tag team match, it was Katsuya Murashima and Masatori Yasuda of the Young Lions defeating Shomakato and Tatsuya Matsumoto. We also had an NJPW World Television title match, which was a very solid match between El Phantasmo and Chris Brooks. El Phantasmo ended up retaining his championship there against Chris Brooks. Hopefully Chris Brooks makes some more appearances on New Japan TV. That's my take. Never Openweight six-man tag team Rambo match. We had TMDK's six-man tag team of Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. They won this match as they defeated the team of Master Wato, Toru Yano, and Yo, Bishi, Masaroki, Goto, Yoshihashi, along with Oleg Bolton, the Bullet Club War Dogs members, Clark Connors, Oscar, and Yuto Ice. Tekla came out with the War Dogs during their entrance. House of Torture members, Ren Narita Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Just to mention, that was Sonata's last match with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Sonata is now no longer a member of the New Japan roster. We had that, and then Kaisei Takechi, Shota Umino, and Yuya Uemura. They were also a team. Then we had Ryusuke Taguchi, Tiger Mask, and Togi Makabe be a team, and then Team 150, Satoshi Kojima, Taichi, and Tomohiro Ishii. They were a team as well as a part of that Rambo. And as I said before, TMDK won that match. IWGP Women's Title match / NJPW Strong Women's Title match. It was a title for title match. Shuri, in surprising fashion, at least to those of us who have been watching Stardom in recent times, Shuri defeated Saya Kamatani in a title change there. So Shuri is now the IWGP Women's Champion and also the NJPW Strong Women's Champion. I believe they're going to set up another match down the road for the World of Stardom Championship, which Saya Kamatani still holds. So we'll probably see another match between Saya and Shuri down the road. United Empire's team of Andrade Idolo, Callum Newman, the Great Okan Hanare, and the returning Jake Lee, which surprised Japanese fans. And for those of us in the West who watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, it was not a very interesting pick to have as their secret member, but it is what it is there. United Empire, they defeated the Bullet Club War Dogs of David Finlay, Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, Hiromu Takahashi, and Shingo Takagi. For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, the number one contendership four-way match, El Desperado defeated Koji Fujita Sho and Taiji Ishimori. The Never Openweight title match had the debuting Aaron Wolf defeat Evil in a whole big thing. Yeah, I mean, sure. The IWGP World Heavyweight title match, which was hotly contested and one of the better matches that I've seen in recent times. Yota Tsuji defeated Konosuke Takeshita. Yota Tsuji now being both IWGP Heavyweight Champion, bringing version 4 back, and also IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. Yota Tsuji is now at the top of the mountain over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then to end the night, it was Kazuchika Okada being flanked by Gato, defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi in Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement match. It was a fantastic retirement match. Hiroshi Tanahashi left it all in the ring. He did not give up, but at the end of it all, the Rainmakers were too much. Okada got the win. Lovely retirement ceremony for Hiroshi Tanahashi. Post-match with a lot of different wrestlers who he's had a lot of influence and has inspired throughout the years on came out to bid him farewell. And it was just like I said, it was a lovely ceremony post-match. And now Tana is no longer a wrestler, so he will not be wrestling anymore. He is now just the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Year's Dash came about the day after. We then had Team 150 of Satoshi Kojima, Taichi, and Tomohiro Ishii. Excuse me, folks. They defeated Katsuya Murashima, Shota Umino, and Yuya Uemura. The Don Callis family of Konosuke Takeshita and Rocky Romero. They defeated El Phantasmo and Shomakato. Bishamon members, Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, along with Oleg Bolton. They defeated House of Torture members, Sanada, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. That was officially Sanada's last match for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we'll see as to what Sanada decides to do with his future. United Empires, Andrade El Idolo, Francesco Akira, and Jacob Austin Young. They defeated the Bullet Club War Dogs of Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd, and Hiromu Takahashi. It seems like Andrade El Idolo and Gabe Kidd are going to be working their own singles program going forward. So look forward to that either at New Beginning coming up in February or one of the Raw 2 shows. Aaron Wolf, along with Master Wato and Toru Yano and Yo, they defeated House of Torture members Dick Togo, Don Fale, Evil, and Ren Narita. United Empires, Callum Newman, The Great Okan, Hanare, and Jake Lee. They defeated Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finley, Drilla Maloney, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title match. We had Ichiban Sweet Boys of Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. They defeated the Bullet Club War Dogs of Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori and House of Tortures, Doki and Sho and El Desperado to get the win. So that means that the Ichiban Sweet Boys are now yet again the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. And then the main event, great tag team match between the Knockout Brothers of Oscar and Yuto Ice. They retained their championships as they defeated the TMDK team of Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. On to the previews, folks, for this upcoming week. We have some GCW stuff going down. Code of the Streets, which is actually the title of a Gangstar song. So GCW Code of the Streets, which airs on the 17th of January, which is next Saturday. We're going to have Megan Bain go one-on-one against Priscilla Kelly. Gringo Loco is going to go one-on-one against Samurai Del Sol. Effie's going to go one-on-one against KJ Orso. And for the GCW Ultraviolet title match, we're going to have Matt Tremont, the champion, go up against Otis Cougar. TNA Wrestling, they have their Genesis show coming up on the 17th, which is also next Saturday. So far, we have announced JDC versus Eddie Edwards, Mustafa Ali versus Elijah, and TNA X Division title 3-way match, which is going to have Leon Slater, the champion, up against Cedric Alexander and Moose. And that, folks, is the end of all the previews and all the reviews that we had for the last 2 weeks.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a spotlight, so we're going to choose you. And again, Happy New Year from the Hit the Roast podcast. As you out here, I'm sick as a dog. But
I think you cut out there, Dolores. You put yourself out there, but it is what it is.
Before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge all the greatness that comes with J News. And because J News wasn't here the last time we were here, I want to especially tell you, J News, from us and from you, we wanted to show you that last week you were the spotlight of the week for us.
Lights down, popcorn ready, bell rings. This ain't spoiler free, this is J News. Your friendly neighborhood movie goer in the seat. From the screen to the speakers, yeah, he bring that heat. No spoiler free promises, nah, that ain't the plan. He give his point of view like only J News can. Movies and shows, every frame gets weighed. Yeah, the reviews get played. Honest takes only, no cap, no screen. If you want the real breakdown, you know where he be. J News, feel the heat when he speak. From the couch to the crowd, every take on repeat. Hit subscribe, tap in, every platform you see. This that real review live. J News, J News. Feel the heat when you speak. From the couch to the crowd, every take on repeat. Hit subscribe, tap in, every platform you see. This that real review live. J News. Sunday at 1 p.m. yeah, it's time to ride. Hit the ropes podcast, going live worldwide. From AEW to New Japan, he know the results. Break it down, bell to bell, giving truth and bulk. Every now and then that true heel heat ignite. You can feel that fire when the takes get tight. No ducking smoke, nah, he say what he feel. That wrestling talk hit different, uncut. Real. But beyond the mic, beyond the fame and view, he a son, brother, uncle, solid and true. Show up for his people, yeah, that's who he be. Strong in his love, rooted in loyalty. Feel the heat when he speak, from the couch to the crowd. Every take on repeat, hit subscribe, tap in, every platform you see. This that real review live. J News, J News. Feel the heat when he speak, from movies to wrestling, every word is lead. Sunday at 1, yeah, you know where to be. Hit the ropes live, 1 p.m. EST. Ooh. New reviews weekly. Wrestling every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow and subscribe across all major platforms. Friendly neighborhood movie goer. J News. J News.
So, folks, this is my first time seeing that. I want to thank Delores for putting that together. Thank you, Tan. Appreciate it. I was not aware of all that that went down as me being the spotlight for last week's show, but I appreciate the love and the support. I appreciate folks always coming in and participating in the chat when they can. Thank you, Delores, yet again for putting this together. That was a very interesting thing. I have my own hangups when it comes to AI, but it is what it is. I know you love to use it, so that was interesting to say the least. But thank you though. That was cool. That was cool. But yeah, as usual, folks, for the wrap on us, that is today's episode. We should be back. Hopefully Delores is feeling better next week. We should be back next week, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the Hit the Ropes podcast, as we do our reviews and previews as per the usual. Let me see. I probably won't be back on True Heel Heat for a while, due to the fact that there's no New Japan shows for the month of January. And there's no AEW pay-per-views coming up anytime soon either. So I'll be off True Heel Heat for a while, but you can catch me here on the Hit the Ropes podcast every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the lovely Delores. I'll always plug my written reviews on my Letterboxd account. If folks are interested in that, you can search me up in the members section of the Letterboxd app. There is the QR code. The QR code is working again, folks. So you can catch the QR code. It has all my links to my socials, my Twitter account, my Instagram, and like I was talking about, my Letterboxd account, where you can catch all my written reviews for whatever movies that I have watched. So check that out when you have a chance there. And yeah, that's me for this week. Thank you yet again for the lovely spotlight. And it is amazing what AI can do nowadays, folks. That's all I really got to say about that. So there's that. So for Delores, I am the good brother J News. As we usually do, per this time, I think it's about that time where, we drop out of the studio, we turn the lights out, and we let y'all know we'll be back next week. Take it easy, folks. Keep on supporting us the way that you do. And yeah, we'll be back.